That's him saying he clicked on that Reddit link. You should be f***ing ashamed. I love Beckett, but you should be f***ing ashamed. Truly. Beckett, you're just saying things. You're just saying things. None of it actually maps onto any real distinctions. To pretend that you don't know when you do is to lie. Yes? So I spoke to Beckett last night, guys. I spoke to Becky last night. I'm not going to go over the whole Becky stream or like all the relevant parts of the Nick stuff because it's a lot of effort. I can't be bothered. But basically, TLDR, as usually happens, Becky got flamed by faceless accounts on Twitter and spoke out about it, as always. So he was arguing with these faceless accounts about something that he doesn't want to get involved in, guys. So that's what I do when I don't want to get involved. It's fine to argue with, you know, on Twitter if you like arguing. But if you're saying you don't want to get involved, why are you going 15 replies deep with room temperature shrimp? Why are you doing that? That doesn't seem very smart. But Beckett gets on stream and he talks about this more. And basically, in the process of talking about this, he says some really stupid things. Beckett says two things that really set me off. First, he says, we can't know for sure what was struck by Ethan, what was DMCA struck by Ethan. We just have to trust Paige. And he said, Nick never covered Paige's video. Those are two totally incorrect, totally false statements. Now, let's go over this quickly. So basically, January of 2025, Paige Christie makes this video. She's laid out to Nicholas DeOrio that these are not just re-uploads of the podcast. They are actually short clips taken from non-members' live streams. It's just a 3-hour plus podcast, so that's their main show. And the Reddit post linked here has all of the posts, has everything laid out, all the evidence is there. So this is in January of 2025, and this Reddit thread is taken down now, but it was up at the time. You see here, Nicholas DeOrio responds to this. He's at least seen the link. Maybe if you're like a desperate who will say anything to sweep, you can pretend that he didn't click the link and didn't read it at this point. Now, I don't have the letter to hand, but fortunately, in the Denims lawsuit, Ethan's lawyer does actually lay out the DMCA takedowns they issued. So, August 1st, 2024, DMCA takedown. On August 1st, 2024, TEI issued a DMCA takedown for the H3 Snark post entitled H3 Live Show Behind the Scenes. The post contained a complete version of TEI's video, H3 Podcast Behind the Scenes 53, which was members-only content, i.e., accessible only to paying members of the H3 Podcast YouTube channel. On August 2nd, 2024, i.e. one day later, Reddit honored the DMCA takedown. So that seems above board, right? Members-only content, fully ripped and posted. Seems pretty above board. Okay, next one. August 30th, 2024. On August 30th, 2024, TEI issued a DMCA takedown for a comment by Doe number 3 on the H3 Snark post entitled Mega Thread to the H3 Show, August 28th, 2024. The comment contained a YouTube link, so that's to avoid ads, to the TEI video content, Jack Doherty, H3 Show 48. So you can maybe say a link to avoid ads, you can DMCA. You can maybe give them that one. Now, September 18th, 2024, TEI issued a DMCA takedown for the H3 Snark post entitled Ethan and Dan confirm that posting to Snark will get you banned. The post solely comprised of a clip from the TEI video, Ethan debates anti-Semitic Sneeko fan, H3 Show 55. Remember, H3 shows, that's the same as the last one. That was a free show. Remember, as much as I say, you can maybe say avoiding ads is a fine thing to strike. That's not really true, is it? Because Ethan actually did open their IP and say they weren't going to enforce that stuff against anyone. They actually did say they weren't going to enforce any copyright against anyone on the basis of their non-members public shows. They said you can rip it, re-upload it, profit from it, do whatever you want with it. That's what they said, very clearly. So as much as I'm giving charity there, I shouldn't. So yeah, then this one. So this one, though, this third one, this is a clip. It says there, a clip. Then here, November 22nd, H3 Show 83, post contained a clip from the TEI video, We Play Poker with Ninja, Impractical Jokers and More, H3 Show 83. That is, again, non-members. Second takedown here, H3 Show 84, DMCA takedown, and it's a clip. Again, they say there, a clip. November 26, 2024, and we see contained a clip from the TEI video entitled I Haven't Been Well, H3 Show 85, and then takedown of a clip from the TEI video entitled I Haven't Been Well, H3 Show 85. So two from the clip from the show titled I Haven't Been Well. So basically, one of these is above board. Clipped members-only content in full, and they took it down. That's reasonable. Second one, under Ethan's standard, unreasonable, because he has opened his IP. That is unreasonable. So any defense of that is kind of retarded. but I'll give some charity. Let's pretend for a moment that's fine. All these 3 and these 2, so that's 5 DMCAs. There are 5 false DMCAs. 2 arguably legitimate DMCAs. 5 false DMCAs. Paige Christie informs Nick of this in January of 2025. Nick has sent the Reddit post that details it all. He says, if he's striking down posts that are here, watch this mirror, don't give Ethan views, then that's based on best practices. Paige says, no, he's not. I'd say that would be fair also, but that's not what he's doing. Now, like I say, if you're a total compromised retard who's desperate to sweep, you might say that Nick didn't read the thread here. So yeah, here we see, confirmed, Ethan Klein hired an attorney to issue copyright claims against H3 Snarks. This is what Nick gets sent. For a detailed timeline of events leading up to this announcement, please see false copyright strike tracker, mega thread. Ethan Klein's abusing the copyright system to censor criticism about himself in the H3 podcast on Reddit. 17th of December 2024, the H3 Snark mods were sent evidence that an attorney acting on behalf of TED Entertainment Inc. had been filing DMCA takedowns against videos on the sub. An OP whose post/clips removed by Reddit legal operations team submitted an intellectual property inquiry with Reddit legal support and sent us screenshots of a PDF copy of Reddit's response. On January 25, 2023, Ethan announced on air that he was opening up the H3 IP to the world after being inspired by Hassan Piker and the Hassanabi Industrial Complex. He was excited that clips from non-members and members-only content could possibly help others gain some financial stability and even give them a chance to grow their own YouTube channels. H3 talked about how excited they were they opened up their IP on the show more than once. Almost exactly a year later, Ethan made another announcement on air via Instagram stories. He was going to start DMCAing all members' content and warned creators using members-only clips that they should remove those clips if they don't want to strike against their channel. The video chapter in the episode is even titled SYNT Highlights, referring exclusively to members-only content. Ethan said he felt it was unfair that content intended for paying members was being shared by clip channels for free. Ethan never publicly announced that he was closing up his IP or that he would strike clips of publicly accessible non-members H3 content. How do you notice Ethan filing DMCA takedown notices and not someone else? OP's email from Reddit legal team confirms claims against clips posted on H3 Snark have been filed by a lawyer on behalf of TED Entertainment Inc. TEI. Ethan is the host of the H3 podcast show and the co-founder and CEO of TEI. The lawyer acting on behalf of TEI previously represented Ethan Healer Klein in other lawsuits. They worked on a landmark fair use case, a lawsuit that brought the Klein's international recognition and respect, especially in the YouTube commentary community. They also worked on Triller Fight Club 2 LLC versus the H3 podcast. See a redacted copy of the PDF shared with H3 Snark's mod team here. How did this all go down? Here's a timeline of the events based on the information we've been able to gather so far. They talk about the strikes here. They talk about why they're striking it. But basically, this whole thing, it links through to everything. It shows you which posts are removed. You can, I believe, let's just have a quick look. There's no snapshot for this actual post. It says removed by Reddit's legal operations team, but you can pretty clearly interpret from the post title here. It says, Lonerbox says far leftists hate Israel because Israel is backed by the West, and this can lead to anti-Semitism. Ethan agrees, then says freedom of religion, speech, press, and to control what happens in your own workspace will be under state control in communism. H3 Show 85. So H3 Show 85, very clearly, non-members. Lonerbox was on. Clearly non-members. Anyone would probably remember this talk, obviously non-members, and just from the format of the post, you can clearly interpret that that is a clip. So there is really not any room for doubt, to be honest, even just from seeing the archived post, even without the clip there. Just look at the post. It's pretty clear what's happening here. It's pretty clear it's a clip from a H3 Show episode. Non-members, obviously that's what H3 Show is. Nick would know that, with Lonerbox on, which would have happened recently. So there's no, room for doubt here, really. So at that point, it's like confirmed. Like you think that this massive subreddit is going to get away with faking responses from Reddit's legal operations team when they're in contact with the moderators. That's something that they're in contact with the admins. That's something Ethan cries about, is the fact that Snark mentioned about being in contact with admins and stuff like that. Admins do reach out for these big subreddits. That does happen. The idea that they're going to fake this legal notice from Reddit legal operations team is pretty crazy. And you can just see from the posts that what they're saying seems to line up with all the publicly available evidence, and what Ethan's saying does not line up with any of the publicly available evidence. So that's a tertiary investigation, guys. If you take a tertiary glance at this link that Paige Christie said, immediately it's like, okay, Ethan probably isn't just striking members only content here. He's probably not striking exclusively mirrors. That does not seem to be what's happening here whatsoever. That's it, and that's just a tertiary glance. And remember, guys, we're still just in January of 2025 here. So that's in January of 2025. Nick, at that point, really, when he's responded to this, to anyone reasonable, he must either know or be pretty certain that it's the case. Ethan wasn't just striking members-only mirrors. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's crazy to think that. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy to think that. But, guys, however, obviously we briefly looked at this yesterday.
To their families.
Wait, hold it up. What? This is on your
frivolous lawsuits to Redditors, to anonymous Redditors, knowing full well that they would be scared into submission. You also posted about that on your Instagram stories as well.
By the way, all right, I think that's the basest part. Like, that's the best part of this, is that he scared a bunch of Redditors into shitting themselves and shutting an entire subreddit down. Absolutely. Go type in on H3 Snark and go read what they wrote about DeOrio and tell me how much I should feel bad for them that these little fucking rat fucks had to sit and cry and get scared for the night where they thought the big mean Ethan Klein lawsuit was going to be in the mail the next day. I think that, honestly, it should be make vocal unhinged fans scared again. Should be like the 2025 motto. Holy shit. I'm the verdict is out on whether I would defend these people. If Ethan went ahead and sued them, I would need to see that on the actual thing. But holy fuck, dude, do I think they deserve to shudder in fear for a night? That'd be very funny.
Full well that they would be scared into submission. You also posted about that on your Instagram stories as well, Ethan.
Can anonymous Redditors...
Were they sharing his paywalled content? The point that Ethan makes is that they were posting stuff like, hey, don't give this...
So guys, a moment ago, Hassan said lawsuits, he said suing Redditors or something like that. So some people try to say that Nick is talking about the lawsuits here, okay?
Content.
But what does he say?
Posted about that on your Instagram stories as well, Ethan.
Can anonymous Redditors...
Were they sharing his paywalled content? The point that Ethan makes is that they were posting stuff like, hey, don't give this a click on Ethan's channel. Here's a re-upload. And those were the things he had DMCA'd.
Oh, no, he is talking about DMCA strikes there, isn't he? That's why he uses the word DMCA. So he understands what Hassan and Ethan are referring to here. He is not confused by the use of the term lawsuit there whatsoever. He knows what's being referred to here.
That's his argument. But again, I have not seen this stuff. I don't know the nature of the lawsuit. The clips aren't there. I don't know how long they are. I can't make any
So notice that, guys. Remember, this is in May 2025. The clips aren't there. I don't know how long they are. Okay? Now, what do we know? 1. Ethan has established that his non-members content has open IP. He will not enforce IP against anything of his non-members content. So, to know that they are false DMCA strikes, you actually only need to know that they were from non-members content. Okay? As I've just shown, without the clips being there, the clips have titles that have the exact wording in the clip that you could search in the transcript, and they are labeled with the number of the show that they happened in. So you can go and very quickly see exactly what is in those posts for some of them without having to have the original clip that's there. Now, will you know how long the clip is? No. But you will know it's not members, and you will, as a result, know that it's a false DMCA from Ethan. That is all you need. So, Nick has got that information, guys. At this point, Nick's saying the clips aren't there. That's him saying he clicked on that Reddit link. He clicked on that Reddit link. He's seen the timeline of posts. He's clicked on the Reddit link, guys. So any argument that you're having about the Paige Christie DMs and Nick not seeing it, Nick saying, oh, well, I don't know, he said he was striking stuff as members only, and maybe he just didn't look at it. Maybe he shouldn't look at it. No, he did look at it. He's acknowledging that he's looked at it.
That's his argument. But again, I have not seen this stuff. I don't know the nature of the lawsuit. The clips aren't there. I don't know how long they are. I can't make any pro or against Ethan judgment until I have...
You actually can. You actually, purely on the information you have at that point, you actually can state that Ethan has done multiple false DMCA strikes. You actually can say that based on the information you have at this point. Like I just went over, you can go see this post very clearly, fully labeled, All you need to know is that it's from a free show to know it's a false DMCA strike because Ethan opened up his IP. This is from a free show. It's from H3 Show 85, and you can confirm that by going and checking this in the transcript and seeing exactly where it's from. It would be incredibly easy. It would be trivial. And he would see this when he goes on here. He would obviously see this. It's all even listed here. Look. It literally says everything here. It lays everything out.
Have more context.
Defame you and harass you? Can anonymous posters who...
Freedom of speech. Dude, this is the best part. The best part of being a freedom of speech enthusiast is that I'm not a freedom of speech absolutist. Every freedom of speech absolutist gets canceled because they start debating fucking like child porn or something on social media. Have you noticed this? Everyone who calls himself a free speech absolutist has some weird CP conversation on social media, and then everyone stops calling.
Genuinely, if you remotely care about free speech, hearing someone pull shit like this, you should want to see this person, like, you know, face a you know, jury of their peers, frankly. Face a jury of their peers. It's like, you are so lost, man. You are so fucking lost. Just saying that anyone that gives a fuck about free speech enough to defend against false DMCAs is a pedophile. That's what he's saying here. If you give a fuck about false DMCAs against snark users, you're essentially a pedophile. You're essentially a pedophile. You have such insane beliefs. You have such insane beliefs about free speech. You would allow people to like rape kids and post it online. That's what you'd allow.
Calling them. They just stop going on shows. That's the only way that you can be a free speech absolute is if you have a really bad take on like child porn or something. No, realistically, my principal says that like I might not agree with this lawsuit. My principal doesn't say I have to defend people who are completely fucking slandering me. It just means I'd abstain from the conversation if I don't support it. That's where I would stand on it. Yeah, I don't know. I think these people deserve to sweat. Just my opinion.
Literally posted fake. They doctored posts.
I'd be like, oh yeah, that's pretty bad. I don't really agree with that. And then I'd cover whatever else is on the topic or the docket that day. You're not.
So he's telling you right now, he is literally saying he would do everything to avoid commenting on it. And what's he doing while doing that?
Entitled to my support.
Posted it on our subreddit saying I was banning people who are wishing a happy Ramadan. Okay, and that went viral.
I don't even know what the deal was. I don't even know what the fuck that was about.
Well, it's an outright lie. Hold on, dude. Let me respond.
Did you or did you not get your lawyer?
You need to stop because I'm going to.
Did you or did you not get your lawyer to try to bully, extort people? There are anonymous Redditors.
Who's extorting?
They said some shit about you.
Bro, let me answer. Are you just going to fucking get? Okay, you want to make this interview unwatchable? Is that your goal? Yeah,
go on.
Kind of, right? So let me talk.
And by the way, just for example, right? It's not like...
Okay, and they pulls up H3 posts and seeds. There is a gap here, guys. There is a gap here. Between the that last clip and this, okay, the lawsuits have dropped. All right? So the Denims lawsuit and all that shit's come out. Which means that from Ethan's own side, in Ethan's legal filing, his lawyers reference those takedowns. That's where all those screenshots that I was showing earlier came from. So any debate, any 1% doubt that you possibly could have had about the details of those DMCAs is gone. It's gone because they're acknowledged in Ethan's own legal filing. He has acknowledged, yes, that snark post is actually correct. Those are the clips we DMCA'd. He's confirmed that.
Sent me to the corn page, Christy, because the snark subreddit started turning on you for associating with it.
Yada yada yada.
By the way, you act like we're like friendly or whatever. You spelt my name wrong, you fucking moron. It's literally in my fucking channel. My name is my channel. It's extremely easy to spell it right.
Now, I've had a parasocial love-hate relationship with Nick DeOrio for quite some time.
I don't think I've ever loved you.
I respect him as a content creator. I think he's fucking fantastic.
Thank you.
At what he does, even if I don't agree with him. However, as a person, I find him insufferable, as he does with me. He doesn't...
This is fair. This is a fair argument.
Like me either. However, I would say that there was a morsel amount of mutual respect. I stay in my corner, you stay in yours, and we're good. However, when I found out the update of...
Your corner is like way off to the side though, you know, completely out of the way, you know?
The H3...
Some would say it's like, you know, just like a little area off to the side.
H3 snark Reddit, as well as the lawsuits and legal documents and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I can point out every time she says parasocial love-hate relationship. Obviously that means one-sided love-hate relationship. He goes, I've never loved you. I've never loved you. Like a fucking moron. It's just like so fucking stupid.
Shout out to Nicholas DeOrio to let him know about it. As you can see on the screen, this is exactly what I said to Nick.
Oh, she leaked my DM. I think I wrote back to her knowing that she was going to leak my DMs. That was the intention. Hey, DeOrio, just leaving you a tip. Why do you keep... Look at this. Look at this. I actually need to fucking point this out to you. How do you spell my name wrong? It's... Look. Hey, DeOrio. Hey, DeOrio. Hey, DeOrio. How? How do you click on someone's DMs and spell their name wrong? How do you do that? How do you fucking... This is insane.
Nicholas DeOrio. Now, I did this because...
What did I say in those? Because I stopped responding to her because I realized that this wasn't like a friendly conversation. This is content.
I respect. However, as a person, I find him insufferable. Mutual respect. I stay in my corner, you stay in yours, and we're good. However, when I found out the update of the H3H3 snark Reddit, as well as the lawsuits and legal documents and all of that kind of stuff, I reached out to Nicholas DeOrio to let him know about it. As you can see on the...
Okay, let's see. It was, hi, just leaving you a tip here. Ethan Klein has been abusing the copyright system despite his history of fighting for fair use. Well, now it seems like he's been targeting things that were supposed to be market replacements, but I almost think...
So, no, it doesn't seem that way, actually, Nick. It doesn't seem that way at all. There's actually incontrovertible proof, acknowledgement from Ethan's lawyer, that was not the case, actually, Nick.
I might have even mentioned that on stream, but it sounds like that's what they were, that like what he's mad about now is what he was mad about then, right? But if he's striking down posts...
Yeah, what he's mad about now is what he was mad about then. He's mad about people criticizing him. That's why he struck clips from non-member streams that were simply there making fun of him or criticizing him, or people that were on his stream, members of his crew or his friends or whatever. That's why he struck those from non-member streams. Because he is mad about the same. Very true, Nick. Very true.
That are here, watch this mirror and don't give Ethan the views. That's based and best practices is what I said. This is literally, you know, the lawsuit stuff that happened recently. This is in January. I don't know how long these DMs might have even like crawled back into December, but the rumor was he was striking people who were doing market replacement type content where it's like intentionally pushing views away from original content. So that was all that I'd said. Was if that's the case, that's probably like fine. No, he's not. I'd say that would be fair also, but that's not what he's doing. I have a question. So what is...
So he reads out her saying that's not the case. What's his response to that?
He's not. I'd say that would be fair also, but that's not what he's doing. I have a question. So what is Paige Christie's current position on the Denims, Frogan, and Casey Tron lawsuits? Are we going to maintain this position? I'm just curious. Because I feel like mine's fairly consistent. Are we going to maintain this position?
He has no response.
That would be fair also? I'm just wondering. We're talking about clips that are 20...
So he's read out. That's not what Ethan's doing. He's actually striking non-members content. So Nick's acknowledged that as a possibility. Nick's response is not to investigate. It's not to change his take. It's just to deflect and criticize Paige. That's not, accidentally missing something. He knows what's there. He's just trying to get away with it. There is no way around this. And guys, let's really seal the fucking deal here. Let's really seal the fucking deal. For anyone that's just like a total mong, either desperate to disagree or I don't even know, man. I truly don't even know what type of fucking mong that hangs around here doesn't get this yet. But there are a few. There are a few who still try and make excuses or act like it wasn't totally intentional or whatever.
Striking Reddit post.
This one. 14th of August, guys. 14th of August.
Isn't that funny?
We don't know for a matter of fact that it was Mike. It's just most likely Mike because I had to explain this last time. People don't seem to understand it. Twitch streamers have been DMCAing streamable links and Reddit posts for like a decade. It was extremely common for them to be striking clips. And no, it's not cool. We didn't think it was cool when Dark Viper struck the clip of him getting mad at Among Us. When you're just doing 30-second clips, 40-second clips. And if that was what Ethan was striking down, if they weren't supposed to be market substitutes for segments like, don't give the stream the view, watch it here. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of shitty. That's kind of cringy. But none of these people operate in the same... none of these people operate in like the same world, I guess. Bad Empanada striking a clip of a video that I own most of the content of.
So you hear that, right? So he knows, but he still gives a conditional. He knows Ethan is false DMCAing, but he still gives a conditional and then moves on to deflection because he is deliberately trying to keep his audience in the dark about the truth and get away with it. It's a lie. He is pretending to not know something when he does know it. It's a lie. Clear as day. That is lying. There's no way around it. There is no argument here. So any fucking idiot who's still saying this stuff, please come on stream, please. I'm more than happy to put you on the brink of tears like I did to Beckett last night. Speaking of which, let's take a look. So this is Beckett's attempt number 2 of this segment, or attempt number 3 maybe at this segment, after he fucked it up before. Let's have a look.
Let's fit first. Give me a second. So, right. So, first things first. Right, court documents. Let's go. We're doing document posting. Oh, okay. First off. Right, so. This appeared in the court documents. This is what we're talking about. So, there is the members only thing. I'm being told there was evidence. I mean, wasn't... Okay. Let's just look at the court documents for a second. So what we're talking about here, and this is my position on this shit, by the way. Okay? I'm not even talking about Nick's position. And why my reaction to this is not outraged, abjected horror. Because as far as I was aware, there was DMCA takedown stuff noted in this court document towards the H3 fucking snark subreddit forever. Like, this doesn't shock me. My position on all this is you shouldn't be doing this from the beginning. Right? So these are like apparently the clips that are like being talked about from like the mega heads. There's one thing
there's a
is
jump
like
you have to do.
Post-containment, a complete version of TEI's video, H3 podcast, which was members-only content. Everything else here, the argument, I believe, and understand to be, that Ethan said was completely fair to put up. And, like, people could react to. Which is like, firstly, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about this. I don't care about members' content. All of this should be fair game in my view.
Wow, guys, Beckett doesn't care. Guys, wow, isn't that miraculous how Beckett doesn't care? Once again, Beckett. Actually, I think this is all bad, so I just don't care.
It's fucking stuff put out on YouTube. We all survive off fair use. This is just like basic ecosystem stuff. I've said this consistently. Like, I don't care whether you upload somebody's full streams or not. That's equally true for clips. It shouldn't come down. But that's like the clips we're talking about, right? Apparently.
This guy has so much nonchalant aura and incredible pedophilic swag.
Let me just have a look at the dates on these. Okay, so that's July 10th.
Beckett keeps it leisurely.
This is
for sure.
May 3rd. So let's do May 3rd.
Beckett, type of guy keeps it leisurely at 3 a.m. 100%.
First. So this is before the lawsuits come out. We'll have a look at Nick's response to some of this shit. Okay.
Fat fucks had to sit and cry and get scared for the night, where they thought the big mean Ethan Klein lawsuit was going to be in the mail the next day. I think that, honestly, it should be make vocal unhinged fans scared again. Should be like the 2025 motto. Holy shit. I'm the verdict is out.
No, I read the message you put
Okay.
in
No.
a fucking server, retard.
Going off your timestamps here.
Going off that what you said, moron.
Okay.
What? This is on your
frivolous lawsuits to Redditors, to anonymous Redditors, knowing full well that they would be scared into submission. You also posted about that on your Instagram stories as well.
By the way, all right. I think that's the basest part. Like, that's the best part of this, is that he scared a bunch of Redditors into shitting themselves and shutting an entire subreddit down. Absolutely. Go type in on H3 Snark and go read what they wrote about DeOrio and tell me how much I should feel bad for them that these little fucking rat fucks had to sit and cry and get scared for the night where they thought the big mean Ethan Klein lawsuit was going to be in the mail the next day. I think that, honestly, it should be make vocal unhinged fans scared again. Should be like the 2025 motto. Holy shit. I'm the verdict is out on whether I would defend these people. If Ethan went ahead and sued them, I would need to see that on the actual thing. But holy fuck, dude, do I think they deserve to shudder in fear for a night? That'd be very funny.
Full well.
Okay. So, I think this is a bit of an unhinged comment. But, like, I get it to some extent. I have a basic, thing of don't go after chatters. I think it's cringe when anyone fucking does it. I don't think anybody should give a fuck what, a Reddit is thinking at all. I don't think you should sue people over Reddit comments. I think that's fucking mental. I don't think you should defend suing people over Reddit comments.
That they would be scared into submission. You also posted about that on your Instagram stories
Can anonymous Redditors...
Were they sharing his paywalled content? The point that Ethan makes is that they were posting stuff like, hey, don't give this a click on Ethan's channel. Here's a re-upload. And those were the things he had DMCA'd. That's his argument. But again, I have not seen this stuff. I don't know the nature of the lawsuit. The clips aren't there. I don't know how long they are. I can't make any pro or against Ethan judgment until I have more context.
Defame you and harass you? Can anonymous posters who...
Freedom of speech. Dude, this is the best part. The best part of being a freedom of speech enthusiast is that I'm not a freedom of speech absolutist. Every freedom of speech absolutist gets canceled because they start debating fucking child porn or something on social.
He was messaged in Jan 2025. But was he told what was... Okay. So he's told by Paige Christie in Jan 2025, then it's just clips, right? But Ethan's argument, and indeed what DeOrio is pointing to in the lawsuit, is this, which from DeOrio's position is this is fair to take down. And he
listen, he keeps just focusing on the one that you could argue is fair, and he's acting like, oh, DeOrio's just referring to that. You can't just... There's 5 other false DMCAs, bro. You can't just refer to one and say that's all of them. What do you mean, you fucking idiot?
Until I see the full lawsuit, what's in it, I'm not making a full judgment. Now, I assume, from DeOrio's position, he'd defend this, and he's leaving himself open not to defend this. One DMCA...
Yes, but he already knows about those. Yes, that's how he's lying, you fucking idiot.
As well about one position about this, and this is one of the reasons that I am getting fucking annoyed. Okay, I want to be super clear of why I'm not getting annoyed, but I am getting frustrated, because my position and where I'm going to land on an emotional level is I don't view these as particularly fucking different.
Listen to how many bullshit excuses he tries to throw out here. Actually, this is all the same. So why you? Why go after Nick for not sweeping for some of it when it's all bad? It's literally everything he can try and do. Beckett sounds so tearful. Yeah, this is what he means by he doesn't want to get involved, because he says he doesn't care, so he doesn't want to get involved. No, you don't want to get involved because you do care. Because you care about your position here. It's obviously true to anyone watching. I'm sick of this shit. I'm legit sick of this shit. This is why Hellbent has annoyed me here. Not only because she was totally fucking wrong and said that I hadn't played a clip, but I had played, but also because there are retards on the internet, and because these people are totally retarded and can't read social situations or don't understand the dynamics in conversations, they just endlessly run defense for people who are obviously being dishonest, and we're done with that. We're just totally done with that. It's totally insufferable. It happens a bunch in this conversation with Beckett. And legit, if you watch this and you can't see what's going on in Beckett's head, I worry for you. Especially if you've seen the conversation. I remembered this after. I didn't cite it as an example here. But you remember that Leo Convoy conversation I had with Beckett a month or 2 ago? Where this guy's like, I just don't want to use the word abuse. I just don't want to use the word abuse, when it's the most absurd situation you've ever heard of some fat old man who claims to be, a Christian, you know, Good Samaritan type, moving in abused, like, late teenagers, like, you know, 19-year-olds into his place from across the country. And then, you know, you know what I mean? It's like, and you say, that sounds really abusive, Beckett. That sounds like abuse. I don't want to use that word. I don't want to use that word. It's the same thing happens here. And yeah, retards would just allow that shit to fly. They just allow it to fly. They think, you know, it is genuinely, I believe it's like an autism thing. It's like you have to take people at face value. It's like you take everyone at face value. No, don't take people at face value. Think, why are they saying that? There's usually a reason why they're acting weird about something. Thank you for the membership, Federal Rape. Thank you.
Okay? So, like, that's where I'm coming from with my general take on this. I just want to be hyper clear, because I feel like now I have to be. I think all the fucking takedowns and the lawsuits are bad for the ecosystem. I'm critical of
I'm not just talking about Hellbent. I'm saying about fucking generally. It's like the whole of Beckett's chat was like getting like legitimately confused. It's like baffling.
Everyone who has defended them. That is my consistent position. It has been on all this stuff. I tweet this out immediately when the lawsuits dropped in fucking June.
The day of the diaper is here. DeOrio sweepers have zero absorption.
Thank you for the $4.99. Thank you.
Social media. Have you noticed this? Everyone who calls himself a free speech absolutist has some weird CP conversation on social media, and then everyone stops calling them. They just stop going on shows. That's the only way that you can be a free speech absolutist, is if you have a really bad take on like child porn or something. No, realistically, my principle says that, like, I might not agree with this lawsuit. My principle doesn't say I have to defend people who are completely fucking slandering me. It just means I'd abstain from the conversation if I don't support it. That's where I would stand on it. Yeah, I don't know. I think these people deserve to sweat. Just my opinion.
Literally posted.
Again, that's his position. I disagree with it. I think you defend people even if you disagree with them. Even if you fucking hate them. Because it's a wider thing within the ecosystem. Like, if somebody struck Jeremy, I would defend Jeremy. When the KP stuff happened, I said, do not strike KP. I am fully within my bounds to, like, go and strike KP's archival channel. I'm not doing it, regardless of how I feel about it. I've encouraged people not to flag down. Those are my positions. I, again, disagree with Nick. I think this is, like... I disagree with this position, but again, that's his position. It's publicly stated. He's literally telling you he's dodging the story. He sent the evidence of this stuff and he wouldn't support and is avoiding the evidence while saying that's what he'd do. But he was waiting for the lawsuits to come out. This is like May. This is before the lawsuits are there. And Ethan saying what he's striking is this. Like... Like, okay, unless I'm missing a clip somewhere of Ethan saying, yes, I took down the clips. Dude. I understand why a YouTube creator would mind this. It could open the floodgates. Yes. Which is my consistent position.
Well, yeah, that's what people are asking you about, your position on DMCAs, Beckett. That is what you're being asked right now, actually, isn't it? Not at all.
I'd be like, oh yeah, that's pretty bad. I don't really agree with that. And then I'd cover whatever else is on the topic or the docket that day. You're not entitled to my support.
Okay, hold on.
People deserve to sweat. Just my opinion.
Literally posted fake. They doctored posts.
I'd be like, oh yeah, that's pretty bad.
I don't understand why you kept repeating what his stance was. So basically, I accused Beckett of this in DMs, so I'll say it again publicly. What Beckett likes to do is, this is a tactic. It is a tactic, and it is a dishonest tactic. Is whenever he's getting pressed for a specific stance, he will retreat to a general stance to try and avoid saying something that might cause him problems. So he will endlessly hammer, I don't agree with the DMCAs. I don't agree with the DMCAs. so that his audience feel like he's taking a stance on it, or so that, you know, I feel like he's taking a stance on it. But then when you actually press him for what you're asking about, he will cut it. That's where he keeps going back to. That's where he keeps going back to.
I don't really agree with that. And then I cover whatever else is on the topic or the docket that day.
Oh,
You're not
okay,
entitled
okay.
to my support.
Posted it on our subreddit saying I was banning people who were wishing a happy Ramadan.
Wait, hold on. Isn't he just saying he doesn't give a fuck about the H3 Snark people then? He's like, he may disagree and not support it, but he's not going to launch like a defense.
It's just so obvious what's happening here. He is motivated to find a way to thread the needle. It's just so, I don't truly. I said to him in chat, like, do you really think this works? Do you really think this works? It's just so apparent how desperate he is to thread the needle. Blows my mind, really. It gets bad, guys. It gets really bad.
Which, again, I disagree with. Right. Kuihman. Yo.
Okay, Beckett, what are you not getting here? There are strikes, DMCA strikes, and then there are lawsuits. Hassan says suing Redditors. He means strikes. He's talking about the strikes.
Right, okay.
He said, you filed frivolous lawsuits. He means false DMCA strikes. Ethan knows that's what he means. He engages on that basis. That's what they end up talking about. Okay. Nick knows that's what's being said. He engages with that and says that it's about members-only content being struck. Nick says, as far as the lawsuits, I'd have to see what comes in there. So disregard the lawsuits. I don't know why you're saying he has to wait for lawsuits for his take. No, he doesn't. That's separate to the DMCA strikes. So why do you keep saying that?
Because that's not how it sounds to me. What it sounds like to me...
How is that not the case?
Well, okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. What it sounds like to me is Nick saying, okay, well, if he's going after them for, like, the members-only content, which is Ethan's argument, they're talking about the lawsuit. I agree with you. Hassan means the strikes.
You're not... No. You're rambling. Explain how that's not the case, Beckett. Explain how the lawsuit and the DMCAs are not distinct. Cheese and watch my own debate.
But aren't the DMCAs the things you just sent me listed in the lawsuit?
Yes, they are referenced in the lawsuit.
Okay. But, okay. But
the DMCAs happened far before the lawsuit, and all the information about the DMCAs was public far before the lawsuit.
What do you mean by public? It's like... Okay.
It was public. It was all public. The legal letters were all public. They'd been posted everywhere.
Can you send me a copy? I don't know the story, so please send me the copy, okay?
I keep laying this out to you, Beckett. This is why I'm getting frustrated.
So
we go and look for basically the Snark Reddit post.
Show
it as taken down.
Yeah, I don't have an original copy.
You don't have the original one, no. Okay. That comment's 25.
Okay.
So we're totally clear.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Where is it? Dick has pulled this up yesterday. I should find it. Yesterday.
Fine.
Sharpness. Copyright strike there. And this is sent to Nick. January 2025 or December 2024, maybe.
Okay. Give me a second. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, this should have been covered. I mean, I'll watch the other streams you sent.
Okay, no, hold on. Not just it should have been covered. And I want you to answer this question, Beckett.
Sure.
Is it a lie for Nick, having been presented the evidence, to say as a conditional, oh, well, if he wasn't striking members-only content, I wouldn't support that, but I also just wouldn't cover it? Is it a lie to his audience to imply that he does not have that information, that he cannot make that verdict yet?
Okay, I want to re-listen to this. I want to be really clear.
Okay. Just answer the question by the end of the segment. Watch both the videos, okay?
Sure.
I'll let you get back to it.
That's fine.
Okay, sure.
Sure.
So I do call back in, guys.
Because I want to be really clear. If DeOrio is misleading the audience on this, and that deserves to be noted and called out, that's fine.
That's fine.
Fucking
Fine.
hell.
I guess. Fine.
Okay.
See, it's like fucking pulling teeth with these people, man. It is like actually like fucking pulling teeth. It's so crazy. But fine, I guess if one of my friends is deliberately lying to his audience in order to cover up the copyright abuse that infringes on the free speech of anonymous users that we would usually protect under any other situation, we would usually kick up a huge fuss about. Fine, I guess that's bad. Fine. Beckett. You're a commentator, Beckett. Give your fucking opinion. Stand on something. Have a spine.
Okay, sure. I want to re-listen to just a bit of this with this Hassan stuff. Let's go back. I don't even understand what's happening. So I think the basic argument here is because when I listen to this, I hear them talking about the lawsuits, and I hear DeOrio talking about the lawsuits. And the argument from Kuihman's side is that actually they're not engaging about the lawsuits. They're engaging about the DMCA strikes that occurred on Reddit. And that was like the shuddering effect, or like the chilling effect that DeOrio is referencing, right? And then DeOrio brings it back to the lawsuits.
Try to sue. Whoa.
You wanted to dox
When
them
did I
to their families.
Hold it. What? This is on your
frivolous lawsuits to Redditors, to anonymous Redditors, knowing full well that they would be scared into submission. You also posted about that on your Instagram stories as well.
By the way, all right.
Sent anonymous lawsuits to the Redditors to scare them into submission. Just to be clear, Hassan calls them lawsuits because Ethan's lawyer was the one filing the claims and sending DNC letters. It's just shorthand. But we... like... Okay.
I think that's the basest part. Like, that's the best part of this, is that he scared a bunch of Redditors into shitting themselves and shutting an entire subreddit down. Absolutely. Go type in on H3 Snark and go read what they wrote about DeOrio and tell me how much I should feel bad for them that these little fucking rat fucks had to sit and cry and get scared for the night where they thought the big mean Ethan Klein lawsuit was going to be in the mail the next day. I think that, honestly, it should be make fucking...
The good timeline. If Augie RFC decides to react to the Kilotonics video this weekend, Nick must go. Augie leaves DeOrio's foundation on Brow Live. Awesome.
Make vocal, unhinged fans scared again. Should be like the 2025 motto.
Yeah, look, can you do me a favor? If you have the letter, if you just put a video together, can you just DM me the fucking letter? Is that cool? Can you do that? Dude. Good evening, Bug Squad. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, holy shit. I'm...
I know what
the
Bug said in
verdict
his
is
chat.
out on whether I would defend these people.
I think he said, do you need a women's shelter? Or something like that. I think he said, do you need a women's shelter? Do you need to call a women's shelter for you, Beckett? Or some shit like that.
Well, if Ethan went ahead and sued them, I would need to see that on the actual thing.
Thank you for the membership. Thank you.
Okay, to me, that is very specifically Nick talking about lawsuits towards
what did he say?
Holy shit. I'm... The verdict is out on whether I would defend these people. If Ethan went ahead and sued them, I would need to see that on the actual thing.
Okay, to me, that...
So yeah, that one comment he is saying, I don't know if I would support if Ethan fully sued them. Okay, yes, that's a comment on lawsuits. That one comment is a comment on lawsuits.
It's very specifically Nick talking about lawsuits towards the Redditors. Right? He's not engaging... Sure, he's not engaging with the conversation about the DMCAs. If that's what this conversation between Hassan and Ethan is, I'm happy to take that as the shorthand of the way Hassan's talking about it.
But holy fuck, dude, do I think they deserve to shudder in fear for a night. That'd be very funny.
Full well that they would be scared into submission. You also posted about that on your Instagram stories as well.
Can anonymous Redditors...
Were they sharing his paywalled content? The point that Ethan makes is that they were posting stuff like, hey, don't give this a click on Ethan's channel. Here's a re-upload. And those were the things he had DMCA'd. That's his argument. But again, I have not seen this stuff. I don't know the nature of the lawsuit. The clips aren't there. I don't know how long they are. I can't make any pro or against Ethan.
I don't think the DMCA was even registered in Nick's head. I mean, there's a bit of mind reading here. Okay, sure. At the very least, he should have been fucking aware of it. Because this is content he is covering and has covered in detail. I've done this with other people as well. I think lying is a really high bar. That is about the DMCA. Wind that back. Okay, hold on.
Into submission. You
To shudder in fear for a night. That'd be very funny.
full well that they would be scared into submission. You also posted about that on your Instagram stories
Can
as well,
anonymous
Ethan.
Redditors?
Were they sharing his paywalled content? The point that Ethan makes is that they were
But the anonymous okay, but if it's about the anonymous paywall content that was struck off Reddit, which had been a conversation and appears in the lawsuit, if that's the thing Nick is focusing on, Nick would be fine with that because Nick's position is you can strike.
What do you mean? If that's the thing Nick's focusing on, what do you mean? That's the lie. The fact he knows there's other stuff, he's focusing on one example as the only example, and then dismissing it. That's the lie, Beckett. He knows that's not the only thing, but he's pretending it is. So that when you know something to be true, and you pretend you don't, you're lying. Hopefully that's clear. Hopefully, are we all on the same? Anyone disagree with that definition of lying? Or that example of a lie? Anyone disagree that's something other than a lie? Where you know something to be true. You pretend you don't, and then you focus on an opposite example, and act like that's the only example. That's a lie. I hope we're all in agreement there. That is conscious, willing dishonesty, saying something that is untrue. You are delivering a false impression.
Market replacements, which is what Ethan is pushing for through this entire thing of well,
I don't watch Beckett. Does he usually refuse to engage in obvious inference? When it's about his friends, yes, in my experience. Now Beckett claims, actually, yes, he always refuses to engage in inference like some sort of spastic. That's what Beckett actually claims to me. I haven't watched enough of his content to know that to be 100% true. I doubt it personally. I really doubt it.
They're doing a market replacement. So there's that content should come down. That's his whole argument in the fucking lawsuits.
They call him Becky the Great Friend. They call him Becky the Great Friend.
The fucking clips. And sure, if you want to say, well, that's Nick dishonestly pivoting or something, I can see how you'd see that. But he knows that's not the only thing, moron. Yeah, but wouldn't that be the main thing?
Dude.
And wouldn't that be the overriding thing with this conversation is well, is there legitimate stuff there? And unless Nick has
No. Doing one false DMCA, doing one legitimate DMCA does not mean your false DMCAs are also legitimate. What a stupid fucking argument Beckett is making. Seriously. How does anyone... I love Beckett. I do love Beckett, okay? How does anyone watch someone who makes arguments this fucking stupid? Truly. When it's this fucking bad, how do you do it? I don't understand. I legit do not understand. The only thing that makes sense is that his audience is disabled. Only thing that makes sense. It's the only thing that makes sense. I do not understand how you listen to someone talk like this about their opinions on drama. Where they are legitimately, in the moment, their response to this is to say, well, isn't the overriding thing whether one of them is legitimate? No, it's not, you fucking moron. Obviously. If I have, again, I bring up a rape analogy later in this, but if you have consensual sex with someone one time, does it make the 5 rapes not count? No, obviously not, you fucking retard. You can put it onto any wrongdoing, you can apply this to. It never makes it okay. Literally, this in no situation ever has ever been a good argument, period. So the idea that it's even on the tip of your tongue to say, you should be fucking ashamed. I love Beckett, but you should be fucking ashamed, truly. The fact you go out and say this shit, that should bother you. You should think about that at night. I'm serious. I'm so fucking serious.
A list. Dude, okay, let me see this letter from Kilo. Right, let me see. Okay, this is April. So Ethan Klein isn't just going after public figures criticizing him, he's also threatening litigation against random people.
So this is April. This is one of the victims of a false DMCA strike who was being threatened. This is posted on April 11th. You see that? You see that? So do we remember the timeline here, guys? Let's refresh ourselves. So January, Nick is informed that they're false. May, Nick reacts to the H3 H3 Hassan debate and pretends he doesn't know that some of them are false. So already in April, so this is before the lawsuits are out, which confirm it from Ethan's side, there is additional evidence. This person posts very publicly, and this is widely circulated and never denied by Ethan in any way. I think even tacitly confirmed by Ethan on his Instagram stories, I believe. I'm pretty sure tacitly confirmed by Ethan on his Instagram stories. In April of 2025, this is public. So that's another thing that Nick already knows when he goes to the debate, when he goes to review the Paige Christie video. There is no excuse. There's no excuse, period. Nothing. There's nothing you can draw on here to try and exonerate Nick. There is literally nothing. He knew just cleanly. He fucking swept. It's just clear as fucking day.
People like me allegedly posted a 1.5-minute long clip on reddit.com. Lamau, you have to be kidding me. Okay. I remember bits about this conversation and people being like, oh, well, you know, the H3 snarkers are getting what they get because he's going after them. Didn't people, like, call this out as well? I feel like some of this just isn't new information.
This is literally, this is a DGG line. This is a DG line. This isn't even new. This isn't even new. Dude, he threatened to release revenge porn on Anna if she leaked sexual details about him years ago. That isn't even new. That isn't even new. Like, shut the fuck up. What do you mean it isn't even new? Where's your fucking segment on it then, dickhead, if it isn't new?
Anyway. Okay. Sure. Okay. Also, hold on. Because, like, Ethan was talking publicly about going after the H3 people in any way, H3 snark people in any way he could, right? And Nick brings this up and is like, I don't know if I'd defend these people if they actually got sued or not. I might just be silent on it.
Like, hey, don't give this a click on Ethan's channel.
Which, again, by the way, I disagree with. I think you should defend those people, even if they're fucking snarkers. But anyway.
Well, here's a re-upload. And those were the things he had DMCA'd. That's his argument. But again, I have not seen this stuff. I don't know the nature of the lawsuit. The clips aren't there. I don't know how long they are. I can't make any pro or against Ethan judgment until I have more context.
Defame you and harass you? Can anonymous posters who...
Freedom of speech. Dude, this is the best part. The best part of being a freedom of speech enthusiast is that I'm not a freedom of speech absolutist. Every freedom of speech absolutist gets canceled because they start debating fucking like child porn or something on social media. Have you noticed this? Everyone who calls himself a free speech absolutist has some weird CP conversation on social media, and then everyone stops calling them. They just stop going on shows. That's the only way that you can be a free speech absolutist is if you have a really bad take on like child porn or something. No, realistic.
Okay, we're gonna actually watch a little bit more.
My principal says that like I might not agree with this lawsuit. My principal doesn't say I have to defend people who are completely fucking slandering me. It just means I'd abstain from the conversation if I don't support it. That's where I would stand on it. Yeah, I don't know. I think these people deserve to sweat. Just my opinion.
Literally posted fake. They doctored posts.
I'd be like, oh yeah, that's pretty bad. I don't really agree with that. And then I'd cover whatever else is on the topic or the docket that day. You're not entitled to my support.
Posted it on our subreddit saying I was banning people who are wishing a happy Ramadan. Okay,
we're going to move on to Nick's coverage in the Adam McIntyre stuff. Let's do this one.
That we never actually got around to watch. Paige Christie. Yeah, those unemployed snark people are the worst. Did you ever make a video This one.
Inclined.
I got 2 seconds. You can tell I got 2 seconds into it. Let's see. What are we saying here? Let me see. Let's take a look. Nicholas. Let me see. Actually, let's just go to Snark. Oh, 50 mentions. Interesting. Friendly Fire, Nicholas DeOrio. What was this segment about?
In a friendly-ish way, I guess. Nicholas DeOrio. Now, whilst in a live stream, Nicholas DeOrio, as he stupidly
I'm just thinking, like, legit, that you know, my annoyance with people not calling out, you know, like Beckett's tactics and shit like this. It does make me miss Mr. Girl, man. It makes me miss Mr. Girl content so much. He's the one guy that would actually just hold up a conversation, just stop and be like, wait, you're being dishonest with me in this really subtle way. We need to argue about this for the next half an hour. You need to admit that you're being dishonest with me in this really subtle way, otherwise we can't continue with this conversation. That shit was just so real. Yeah, Beckett hates Mr. Girl because he did that to Stardust. Because Stardust, dude, go watch the Stardust and Mr. Girl stuff. He read her so obviously. It's so funny how fucking crazy she gets over it, man. It's so fucking funny. Because he describes, basically Stardust basically says, because of her sexual trauma, she doesn't have sex with guys until like the 5th date or some stupid shit like that. I can't remember. And Mr. Girl's like, that's a power play. That's a power play. You're doing that because you feel like you need power in that situation. Obviously true, and if you evaluate that as a dispassionate, neutral statement, and not as an insult, you can see that's obviously true. That doesn't make it like this horrible fucking thing or starts a horrible fucking buzz. He's just saying, obviously you feel worried that you're gonna lose power. You're gonna feel powerless. So you need to maintain power in that relationship. And she freaks the fuck out over it. She literally freaks the fuck out over it. Basically accuses him of sexual harassment, all this shit. Has to hash it out with Chad. Like, dude, it's just so funny.
Frequently ended up
Wait, she's right. I did. I actually did. No, I leaked all my DMs, bro. You could see my messages with Mauler.
showing his inbox on Twitter, to which people had noticed that AB, one of the members of the H3H3 podcast, was in Nicholas DeOrio's DM.
What was my DM? Wait, hold on. What was it? What did I say to AB? I can tell you what it is. No problem. Let me see. What was no problem? I actually wonder what the context of this DM was, because I only have like a few DMs with AB. So that'll take like 2 seconds to find. Was this when I warned him up? This might be when I warned him about Bad Empanada. Before all the drama started. Because, no problem. Oh! It was to send I sent along the Rosanna AB thumbnail thing. That's what that was. That was on January 6th. Dude, the most iconic January 6th reveal.
His inbox on Twitter.
Who is in here? Wait, dude, oh my god! Dude, this is fucking insane! Wait, dude, these DMs are ridiculous. Look at all the names, bro. This is like actually fucking insane. Dude, so there's just one guy, there's a fake Augie, Mr. Beast, Lieutenant Cobra, Alex Gekmo, Colossal is Crazy, Paige Christie, Mauler, the Boston Tea Party group chat from the iconic leaks, and then the house group chat, which was the Boston Tea Party without Keemstar for Bo Blacks that we kicked Bo Blacks from. This is a ridiculous, dude. Tipster, dude, it's Tipster, fake Augie, Mr. Beast, Lieutenant Cobra.
Thank you, the Niels, for the 100 CZK. Thank you, huge appreciated. With the Shiba Inu with 2 little fans waving them around. Thank you, huge appreciated.
And Colossal is Crazy. Dude, I'm actually, like, she's actually right. I am a complete fucking idiot for this. Holy shit, dude. And was there Mudahar in there, too? Do you see Muda? I don't see Muda.
To which people had noticed that AB, one of the members of the H3H3 podcast,
it's not really fair to critique this in current day, though. This was made a long time ago.
Was in Nicholas DeOrio's DMs. Other members of the H3 Snark Reddit had also noticed that my name.
So I'm just letting this play. I don't really like... Keep in mind for the segment that Nick was aware of the Paige Christie video and was sent a list of struck material in January. Okay.
Was that too.
Thank you for the 5 gifted, Cloravella. Hugely appreciated. Thank you, Cloravella. Thank you.
And that started the whole, we don't like Paige, she supports.
Dude, wait, so is that why you sent me to the corn page, Christy? Because the snark subreddit started turning on you for associating with me?
Yada, yada, yada.
By the way, you act like we're like friendly or whatever. You spelt my name wrong, you fucking moron. It's literally in my fucking channel. My name is my channel. It's extremely easy to spell it right.
Now, I have had a parasocial love-hate relationship with Nicholas DeOrio for quite some time.
I don't think I've ever loved you.
I respect him as a content creator.
Drama is never going to end, is it? No. Eventually, somebody will die.
I think he's fucking fantastic
Thank you.
at what he does, even if I don't agree with him. However, as a person, I find him insufferable, as he does with me. He doesn't
This is fair. This is a fair argument.
like me either. However, I would say that there was a morsel amount of mutual respect. I stay in my corner, you stay in yours, and we're good. However, when I found out the update of
Your corner is like way off to the side, though. You know, completely out of the way. You know,
Like, I come on the
Some
next
would
few
say
minutes,
it's like,
guys.
you know, just like a little area off to the
the
side.
H3 snark Reddit, as well as the lawsuits and legal documents and all of that kind of stuff, I reached out to Nicholas DeOrio to let him know about it. As you can see on the screen, this is exactly what I said to Nick.
Oh, she leaked my DM. I think I wrote back to her knowing that she was gonna leak my DMs. That was the intention. Hey DeOrio, just leave.
Linktree / Kuihman clips. I'm going to link it in the chat. This will take you to Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter pages that you should follow right now. If you use any of those platforms, you should go there and follow those platforms right now, where there are clips posted. There are edited clips posted. And just remember to, you know, give those a like if you see them. Give those a like, give those a share. And maybe you'll feel inspired to post on those platforms yourself.
Leaving you a why do you keep look at this I actually need to fucking point this out to you. How do you spell my name wrong? It's look Hey DeOrio.
Or if 4 would say, I'll care about K-Man when he makes his own stuff. Queen makes his own stuff. He does make videos very occasionally.
Hey DeOrio. How do you click on someone's DMs and spell their name wrong?
Dude, can you believe some people haven't seen my Brianna Wu video and debate? Can you believe that, guys? Nos hasn't seen it. Nos hasn't seen my Brianna Wu video and debate. Can you believe that, guys?
Do that. How do you fucking, this is insane.
Nicholas DeOrio. Now, I did this because...
What did I say in those? Because I stopped responding to her because I realized that this wasn't like a friendly conversation. This is content.
I respect. However, as a person, I find him insufferable. Mutual respect. I stay in my corner, you stay in yours, and we're good. However, when I found out the update of the H3 snark Reddit, as well as the lawsuits and legal documents and all of that kind of stuff, I reached out to Nicholas DeOrio to let him know about it. As you can see on the...
Okay, let's see. It was, hi, just leaving you a tip here. Ethan Klein has been abusing the copyright system despite his history of fighting for fair use. Well, now it seems like he's been targeting things that were supposed to be market replacements, but I almost think, I didn't even mention that on stream, but it sounds like that's what they were, that like what he's mad about now is what he was mad about then, right? But if he's striking down posts that are here, watch this mirror and don't give Ethan the views, that's based and best practices is what I said. This is literally, you know, the lawsuit stuff that happened.
So this is like the early conversation that was happening. At this point in July, DeOrio should know that there was other stuff that was going on with the DMCAs on Reddit, which was for clips. You'd think, like, again, like he'd been covering a load of this stuff. So it is a bit of a diversion, at the very least.
It's a diversion, guys.
Okay, sure.
Is right calling
Sure,
again.
he's covering this. It's the main content, sure. Jesus.
Recently, this is in January. I don't know how long these DMs might have even like crawled back into December, but the rumor was he was striking people who were doing market replacement type content where it's.
But also, hold on.
Dude, the chat message highlighting shit kind of sucks. Let's be real. It looks tacky, man. It just looks tacky. I hate stream stuff.
Christie, somebody he doesn't get on.
If I could just red bar it, you know, if I could just red bar it, like I'm just sitting there with a tea, I would.
Has
frankly.
barely any fucking conversations with, and just gets randomly reached out to, and then pivot, like, and immediately he's dealing with other content. I don't think he even did much, like, fucking Ethan stuff during this time in January. It was all Bo Blacks and fucking Destiny, wasn't it? And by the time we come to this, it's like, what, 6 months later?
like intentionally pushing views away from original content. So that was all that I'd said. Was if that's the case, that's probably like fine. No, he's not. I'd say that would be fair also, but that's not what he's doing. I have a question. So what is Paige Christie's current position on the Denims, Frogan,
He's
and,
just such a rat fuck,
and Casey
man,
Tron
isn't he? It's just so
lawsuits?
disgusting.
Are we going to maintain this position? I'm just curious. Because I feel like mine's fairly consistent. Are we going to maintain this position that that would be fair also? I'm just wondering. We're talking...
Okay. At this point, it's clear that Paige is also talking about these other fucking DMCA takedowns. Nick is ignoring that fact.
Talking about clips that are 20 seconds to 1 minute. Not exactly intending to rip off a 30-minute
We're
podcast.
getting there. We're
and again,
getting
I was
there.
waiting for a formal video to break this down. Or I was waiting for Ethan to announce a lawsuit. We mentioned this like fucking multiple times. I was waiting to see what would actually get taken down, because I don't necessarily take whatever some person writes as a snark subreddit as fact. I've seen what they write about me. I don't necessarily believe everything that I read on a snark subreddit. You have to take stuff like that with a grain of salt. It never really happened. And then the lawsuits that actually came out. So that was kind of that.
Screen, this is a
Okay. I mean, the focus here is the lawsuits, and it would have been in July. Not bringing up the DMCAs is like... I say it's dishonest?
Dude.
It's not the full picture. It's certainly like refocused like
What
onto
is he
where
saying?
Nick is like
What is he
in this
saying?
content
What's
where
talking
he
about,
wants
guys?
to place it.
Seriously, try and explain this point to me here. Seriously, so I'm begging someone to explain what the fuck he's even trying to say here. Seriously. What is he trying to say here? I legit don't understand. I was like watching this last night. So much of it, I'm just like, Beckett, you're just saying things. You're just saying things. None of it actually maps onto any real distinctions. You're not actually identifying anything that's happening. You're just saying shit. You're saying, oh, Nick's not talking about the DMCAs. No, he is. He's just not talking about the ones that he would disagree with. Again. Even though it's right there. What is that, Beckett? What is that?
Sure. Okay, sure.
That's exactly what I said to Nicholas DeOrio. Now, I did this because whilst Nicholas DeOrio will suck the literal skin off Ethan Klein,
This is in January, by the way. I think, how many videos had I made about Ethan Klein by January? Was it like, dude, holy shit, she probably has such a horrible fucking idea of me now. She probably fucking hates me now. Holy shit, dude. This is, you gotta understand, this is pre-content nuke, too. This is January. That's crazy.
phallic object. I do believe that Nick...
Okay, another thing, Paige Christie has this, like, weird habit of making everything about, like, sucking cocks and fucking... I think she was fighting with Augie, and it was like, I'm gonna go fucking something my whatever. Like, a lot of weird sexual energy coming off her.
skin
Not
of
from Nick,
Ethan
though. Not from
Klein's
Nick.
phallic object.
That's gross.
I do believe that Nicholas DeOrio is a man
Now, why can you say this? Why can you say that I suck the Ethan's phallic cock or something, but God forbid we make a joke about, like, iDubbbz?
Well, Nick, it's because when Paige Christie talks about you sucking Ethan Klein's dick, she doesn't sound like, nor does anyone believe, that she's into it while saying it. When you talk about Anissa Joma, it comes off a little bit different, Nick. That's why.
And his wife, and we're misogynistic pieces of shit, incel fucking... What is this, like, crazy double standard where, like, if it's two guys, you can talk about them literally sucking cocks, and it's totally above board?
of his word, and he understands that fair is fair. And he is more than willing to call out friends, which I've seen numerous times over
Harry
his
has that
career
problem
on
too,
YouTube.
unfortunately.
Dan Saltman, looking at you. I don't actually, Friends is a little bit of a stretch.
For the good
John Swan!
of what is right. I literally saw this boy disown his very good friend, John Swan,
I thought you were going to say Bo Blacks.
over lies it is that he told that reflected bad on the commentary community. Nicholas DeOrio went
Dude, she cared so much about this that she went DM me, immediately clipped them, set them up for the video, and dropped them in here instead of actually expressing that.
out of his way to make a stance and say, this is fucked up and I don't stand by it.
I'm just like, what order of DMs would I have had to send to her for her not to use this as content?
Now, I did also...
I have
What
no
is
problem
Nick even
with her leaking
saying
them, by
here?
the way. I've leaked
So
DMs
stupid.
plenty of times, but, like, I know when somebody's doing it to me, so I know when to stop responding to somebody.
I think to myself that maybe...
Like, listen to even what he says there. He's saying he's trying to give himself as much plausible deniability in those DMs as possible. He's trying not to get caught saying anything. It's clear as day. There's no way around this, man. Any DeOrio defender is raped. You cannot defend this. It's done. It's done.
Nicholas DeOrio just simply doesn't care about copyright law and copyright infringements and false copyright claims. But no, Nicholas DeOrio also has a patented history of speaking about copyright infringements within his...
I would be so fun.
Yeah. Yeah, Nick should have talked about the DMCAs on Reddit.
He should have talked. Yeah, he should have talked about it.
I don't know what else I meant to say. Like, yes, he should have talked about this stuff. He should have spent more time, I don't know, essentially addressing the DMs. He moves on very quickly from it. And then it becomes into this wider thing about Nick's behavior. Not should have talked about it. He just did. He lied. I don't know. I don't know, ignoring it. Like, I keep going back to the earlier statement of, like, do I need to, like, offer my support? When he's like, I might not even talk about it with people I don't give a fuck about. He's not condoning the DMCA strikes on the Redditors. He's just, like, not saying...
He literally did, by the way. He literally did. He literally said, yeah, I mean, if it happens to Redditors, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. That is condoning it. That is condoning it. If you say, I don't give a fuck if it happens to this person, you're condoning it. You're saying, I'm fine with it. That's condoning it, you fucking retard. It's so fucking crazy.
He should. He doesn't. I don't know if
He's such an idiot. It's just like, it's not even just being an idiot, though. It is being self-interested. That's the thing that pisses me off with Becky, is he gets away with being an idiot. But he is being quite self-interested here. That is what is actually happening. It's totally fucking insufferable to talk to people like this who will act so fucking obstinate because they are self-interested, and because they've got a retarded audience, they don't see it. They don't see this person is the most obstinate retard alive. It's so crazy.
Fucking lying.
Fucking, I would be so fucking...
Do you think he's being dishonest to his audience? I don't know. I'd almost need to see Nick's coverage of the lawsuits themselves. What did he say when these... What did he say when these came up in the lawsuit?
Unless I see Nick literally staring at this exact part of the lawsuit, I cannot possibly determine whether he's telling the truth or not. Unless I see Nick literally stare at this part of the lawsuit and say, oh yeah, it's all just members-only content. I can't possibly say he's lying. I can't possibly say he's lying. You fucking idiot. You really think this is going to work, Beckett? You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
Suits. He read them, right? Because I guess that's the litmus test, in my opinion. Yes, Kuihman.
Let me pitch a hypothetical to you, Beckett.
Sure,
Okay, it's a
please
rape
do.
hypothetical. So this is like classic debate stuff.
Love
Okay,
it.
so Mral rapes two women.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, one is 18, one's actually a girl, one's not a woman, one's 15. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and you say to me, Mral raped a child, and I say, no, the rumor is that Mral raped an adult, and you put her ID in front of my face. You say, no, she was 15. I say, no, the rumor is she was 18. Am I lying?
No, you're certainly sweeping.
Dude.
Sure.
You're sweeping. You don't think that's lying?
Well, it depends.
When the evidence
It's crazy.
is in front of you,
Okay.
and you say it's not the case.
Okay. So, no. The way you phrase this is like the way, like it's the rumor is she's an adult. Like these aren't the same things. We're not talking about...
What does Nick say there? What does Nick say there? Nick says the rumor was that he was... It's so
strike.
transparent. Beckett is like one of these people pleasers, man. He's just trying to tell me the word that he thinks will get him out of it without pissing someone else off. It's insufferable to deal with, truly. King, or he was going after members-only content.
Yes.
That is the case in 1 out of 5 or 7 instances.
Yes.
He knows that is a lie, user. We already went over it. If you pretend to not know something when you do know it, you are lying. That's you lying. You've already been over it many different times. But nice try. You're not getting me distracted more than a minute.
Is that in a Hassan is your friend kinda way or Hutch is your boy kinda way?
Like in a Hutch is your boy kind of way. Thank you for the dono. Huge appreciate. Thank you. The claim. He knows Paige Christie has sent him a Reddit link that links to all the evidence.
Which it doesn't
is
appear that
sitting
he
there
responded to or
looking
fucking
at
read.
it. No, he did respond to. He did.
No, he responded to it with one message and said, if it's for market replacement, that's based. And then Paige sent two more messages.
What exactly happens here? What is he replying to when he says that, Beckett?
He's responding to Paige Christie sending the Reddit link.
Yes.
So he's not. So he's not Reddit. He's not Reddit at the time that he responds to Paige.
Beckett, no. Listen to what he says in this segment again, Beckett. He says he actually did look at the Reddit page, but he didn't believe it because it was on Snark. Then, what else does he say? He says, I was waiting to give my take when the lawsuits came out, and the lawsuits for that. What's in the lawsuits, Beckett?
Lawsuit, as we've discussed, there's reference for the DMCAs.
It has a list of the DMCAs,
Sure.
and yet Nick is still pretending that he doesn't know that they're not members' content.
Yeah, sure, and he should focus on that and be like, yes,
No.
these shouldn't be
Okay.
No,
So not focus on, no. To pretend that you don't know when you do is to lie. Yes?
I don't want to attribute.
That was totally natural. No pause, no internet drop, nothing. That was totally legit. There was nothing changed there. That is as it happened. How fucking crazy is that? How fucking crazy is that? What do you even say, man? What do you even say? Let's run it back. Let's see it again. When you do,
focus on that and be like, yes,
no.
Okay.
So not focus on, no. To pretend that you don't know when you do is to lie. Yes? It's so good.
I don't want to attribute.
That's a yes. That's just a yes. That's a yes. Contest a different part. At least accept that to pretend not to know when you do is to lie. And then say, I don't think Nick actually knew. But you can't argue that either because it's such a fucking absurd argument. But you got literally to get stuck on that. You are so retarded, man. Come on. There's such a thing you have to be able to concede. If you can't concede that, you're not engaging honestly. I'm sorry. You just aren't. If you cannot concede that pretending not to know when you do, to ignore wrongdoing, is lying, then you need to go back to the drawing board completely. You're not engaging honestly, or you've got an emotional block or something. But you need to go back. You need to just take it all down, start over, figure out what's wrong with you, because you should not get stuck on that. There is no world where you should get stuck on that question. That's crazy.
I don't want to attribute to DeOrio that he is lying about this. I don't.
I know you don't. I know you don't. I know why you don't as well.
No, hold on. I don't.
Oh my god.
Look, I don't think it makes that much of a fucking difference. On the other extreme, he is saying, I don't know if I'd provide these people with
it doesn't
defense.
make a difference anymore, Beckett, because you've just, I've just worked you down into a corner. You've embarrassed yourself
look,
by trying to defend this.
I've got
hold on. As good as a concession as I can get. You might as well have just said it.
I'm trying to engage with this as honestly as possible. But
what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Seriously, what do you mean by that? I want to know. You're trying to engage with it as honestly and how about you just engage with it honestly? What do you mean by that?
And you know this about me, I treat an accusation like lying as really serious. I think it is fine to say that DeOrio is obfuscating the issue, and he's not focusing on the arguments Paige is making, and he moves on quickly. Is he lying to his fucking audience? I don't know. I'd actually have to see what he said during his coverage of the lawsuit, and how he deals with it then. Because if his position is that he's...
The lawsuit that he said he was going to watch the last review, and I think he watched like 5 minutes of it and then clicked off, basically, and still carried on supporting. Yeah.
Just like, yeah, you know, the DMCA strikes are in there, they shouldn't be, or like, you know, whatever, fuck the HR...
okay, just to be clear, they're referenced in the lawsuit. It's not whether they should or shouldn't be in the lawsuit.
No,
the lawsuit shouldn't be happening, period. But that's not even a matter that Nick. It matters for Nick to opine on whether they should be in the because Becky, let me explain to you. They're just referenced in the lawsuit. They don't actually form like some. They're not asking for some restitution according to those.
But didn't we know about this already? No, didn't we know already that like Ethan had gone? I feel like this isn't new information. I feel like there was a pretty public discussion on all of these fucking streams.
About what?
About the fact that Ethan was going after the H3 snarkers and wanted the names of the mods and therefore was utilizing
and the lie that has been told is that it was members' content or full re-upload mirrors to Siphon views, and that is a lie.
Bro, I thought, to be fair, I thought Ethan was suing them for defamation at one point.
Okay, well, you've got no idea what's going on, clearly, Beckett. That's fine. I'm telling you, Nick, I'm literally showing you the evidence right now that Nick was sent the evidence of the strikes, December 2024, January 2025. Paige Christie's video release is January 2025. In the debate, what is it, May? It's brought up. Nick still pretends not to know then. So, you know, you could maybe give him benefit of the doubt, say that maybe he didn't look at it back then or something. The lawsuits weren't out yet, so it wasn't confirmed. But then past that debate, lawsuits come out. It's referenced in there. It's absolutely confirmed that the stuff in that snark thread is absolutely true. He then reviews the Paige Christie video. He has to be ignorant. That's a lie, Beckett.
Okay. I would say at the very least,
I did refresh.
I don't like using the word lie.
Yeah, at the very least.
At the very least, he's obfuscating. It's fine.
At the very least, Beckett. It's a lie. Count. He's been sent the evidence. He's acknowledged the evidence. Prompt people on screen. He says in this clip that he's read the Reddit thread and he just didn't believe it.
Yeah, if he was going to respond to this Paige Christie stuff.
Then that information subsequently passed when he read. I haven't done any Denims clips, no. No, if you want me to do Denims clips, feel free to send them in the Discord. To the very least, Beckett. But it's a lie. He's been sent the evidence. $5. He's acknowledged the evidence. Huge appreciate that.
This is number one.
He's replied to it. He says in this clip that he's read the Reddit thread and he just didn't believe it.
Yeah, if he was going to respond to this Paige Christie stuff.
Then that information subsequently. Yo, there you have it, Prismo, for the 5 gifted memberships. Huge appreciate. We won't set a hard goal. I can't keep track of it, and you know, there's no incentivization on the screen share. But you know, guys, if just support the stream, I'll probably go for a bit longer with some Chud and Dick. Okay, we'll do it on a gentleman's agreement basis. Okay, frequently past when he read that Reddit thread had been confirmed 100%, undoubtedly by Ethan's side. So it was already confirmed before that, by the way. There's no. Yeah, we're playing stupid fucking games here, pretending that the lawsuit is when it gets confirmed. But if you want absolutely nail in the coffin evidence from Ethan's side, ISU and the 4.99 super sticker from Jim Rowe with a lemon and lime character high-fiving. Hugely appreciated. What's been said here? I just missed that. Undoubtedly by Ethan's side. So it was already confirmed before that, by the way. There's no. Yeah, we're playing stupid fucking games here, pretending that the lawsuit is when it gets confirmed. But if you want absolutely nail in the coffin evidence from Ethan's side, so from Ethan's own mouth, his lawyers, that's where it is. By that point, there is no... Thank you, Quella, for the 10 New Zealand dollars. Huge appreciate. Thank you so much. Thank you. No excuse. And in this video, Nick is pretending otherwise. He is pretending to not know.
Okay. Sure.
So, I'm good. I got my pound of flesh.
That's fine.
You, for some reason, decided to actually go down to the fucking bone defending this when it's retarded. It's like...
I mean, hold on. When I started this conversation, it was just Beckett won't call out anything DeOrio does. And my point has been, when it's come to the lawsuits, when it's come to any
Yo, thank you for the 50 CZK, the Niels. Huge appreciate with the Shiba Inu dog training. Thank you so much on the £10 from Weed. Fun for the Snark Fairy to stay up a tiny bit longer. Thank you. Huge appreciate it. Thank you.
Fun for the Snark Fairy to stay up a tiny bit longer.
I've got 1 minute. Beckett, like this annoyed me, man. He says that I told him he never criticized DeOrio. I literally did not say that. I did not say that. I say that he always avoids the obvious final conclusion. There, like an obvious final conclusion. Lio Convoy's abusive. Nick DeOrio is lying. Delta Moth with the $50 with a Shiba Inu dog, doing a "You're amazing" with some sparklers, and he's wearing a little samurai helmet. That's awesome. Now, that's just awesome. Great to see, really. Thank you for the $50, Delta Moth. Huge appreciate it. Thank you so much. We will absolutely be continuing on a bit later with the content tonight. So huge appreciate it, guys. Thanks so much.
Of this Ethan Klein stuff. I've been massively
when you start this conversation, if you mean start this conversation like a year ago. Yeah, but I didn't say to, all I said to Beckett is he avoids that obvious final conclusion that's actually like condemning or implies malice, right? He will say they did a thing wrong, but he will never accept the final conclusion that reflects on their character. Thank you for the $2 butterflies with the smiling Shiba Inu dog. Thank you so much. Maybe I said that. I've never said. Ice cream's so good. Ice cream's so good. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you will always find a way to avoid that final step, the obvious conclusion that logically follows that is actually damaging. That is what you avoid. You will go, oh yeah, you should have done that. Oh, he fucked that up. You will do that. You will never say lied. You will never say.
Hold on, okay.
A specific.
Sure, there is okay.
Application of malice.
Okay, sure, yes. And you can see this in my videos. You can see this in other content I put out. I'm incredibly fucking charitable. What? You can go and watch my fucking videos.
I triggered him so bad there,
wow.
bro.
Kuihman. Great
Yo.
moves. Keep it up. Proud of you.
Sorry, let me check your username so I can thank you appropriately. But thank you for the $30 on stream limits. That's hugely appreciated. Thanks so much. Tiltum Hex? Titum Hex? I'm not sure. Tiltum Hex, I think. Thank you. Hugely appreciated. Thank you. Thank you. For the $30. Sorry, yeah, this one's back slightly. Say lied. You will never say.
Hold on, okay.
A specific.
Sure, there is okay.
Application of malice.
Okay, sure, yes. And you can see this in my videos. You can see this in other content I put out. I'm incredibly fucking charitable. Hold on, you can go and watch my fucking videos.
I saw, dude. I don't believe that you're actually this. You're actually charitable with everyone. I think this is about your friends. It's about your friends. He's just like, go and look at my video. I don't believe him. I don't believe anyone's this charitable to everyone. I don't think that's the case. I think this is like a standard that you only really hold for like your friends, right? To be this forgiving. And usually it's because you want to maintain the connection. It's not actually because you feel that way. It's because you want to maintain the connection. You feel it's going to cause a problem.
I did this with personally. KP. I did this with Emmy for the Saberspark stuff. I've done this.
I'm pretty sure I've heard you throw around other people lying. You know, you went pretty hard on Falgi too in the end.
Yeah, well, at that point, I had a fucking ton of evidence and stuff that had been personally done to me. Like, I didn't just have a couple of string clips. Okay. So when it comes to, when it comes to my big content.
I feel like that's the more, okay, you've said a ton of evidence. I feel like the second part that you said there was a bit more determinative, Beckett.
Maybe.
And this is my problem. It all feels very personal when I talk to you. It feels like, no, I just, check this one. I did Bog, wait, was this, when was this made exactly? Who made this? Was this made by Bog? Was this a Bog one? I don't think we ever used this on stream because everything was a bit hot at that time. You know what I mean? But that shit's crazy. That goes crazy. It's about who your friends are, and that's what seems to ultimately guide.
But that's also not fair, Quinn. You've watched me burn fucking bridges over the years. You've watched me not take the side of friends in like cases where they're fighting with people. You've watched me call out people I'm very close with when I think they're fucking wrong.
Okay, Beckett. Okay.
You've watched me do that. I've done that. I've done that around you. But like, yes, I am consistent on this. Go and watch my fucking Saberspark video. I'm like, at the end.
Just you know.
At the end, I'm like,
you know better than to raise your hand to the Don. I understand, Beckett.
Okay. Well, again, I'm at least engaging with you, dude. Like, I'm not trying to like.
No, yeah, Beckett. Look, you know, I thought we have the same, you know, aftercare every time, Beckett.
Okay.
Where it's like,
Listen,
I engage with people. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we talk, Beckett. Yes, I love that you talk to me.
yes, yeah. I think this is a fuck up.
Beckett asking for head pats in the conversation.
If he was gonna cover the Paige Christie video, he shouldn't just like move straight off from the DMs. They're his fucking DMs. Probably should have dug into it more and given that like information to his audience.
It's just like you're saying. Probably should have. It's not. Like,
he should have.
But you probably should. He's deliberately not doing it. He's deliberately not doing it. It's sort of. It's like you're saying. Oh, you probably should have done that. You probably should have done. No. He's like deliberately. He's like avoiding doing that at all fucking costs. That's like literally the point of this segment is to pull the video up and not do that.
Okay.
Man.
Yeah.
So my back.
Should have done that.
I'm laying over
you happy? You good?
Okay, Beckett. Okay.
Cheers, buddy. Right. Fucking hell. Okay. There we go. Yes. Oh. Okay.
So, guys, we'll listen to a little bit of him afterwards.
Right.
And just see how you think he sounds about that conversation.
Fine. We're done, and I've still avoided watching Kilo's video on stream. With this stuff, it's fine. Once again, I am more than happy to hear arguments from other sides. I'm unconvinced by the first clip. Sure, this one with Paige, the coverage is a shit show. But, yeah, okay. Back to Jeremy. I think we're done with Jeremy, actually. Should we check in with Jeremy and see if he's, like, fucking drunk tweeting still? Dude, what a fucking shit show. What is...
So, at some point, Xylee comes in and asks, what did Nick do? Or some shit. See how he replies.
Oh, no, buddy. Oh, bro. That's not a good sign. Okay. Okay. So...
Why does he have not one but two The Good Place clips on his sidebar? Sexual trauma.
Why the fuck are you reposting Kevin Sorbo? Dude. That is actually fucking dire. That is actually fucking dire, bro.
Try to distract himself.
What a fucking mess. I wonder what he's gonna do when he wakes up sober tomorrow. Ah. Darlie, what happened? I had an argument with Kuihman over Nick. You will not be surprised to hear.
What's your read on the way he's talking?
Beckett, callers are in call-ins. I don't think I take random call-ins. It's literally just Kuihman. Oh, okay. Hope you're enjoying your weekend, true. What did Nick do? When the DMCA stuff with Reddit came out, and when he covered Paige Christie's video on it, he deeply obfuscates certain aspects of the lawsuit to do with the Reddit DMCA. Aiden wants to call in. I'm not doing an Aiden call in.
Aiden doesn't call in, but you know it's done there. You know, he's unhappy.